Tuesday, what's up? The OK Show, Iceman and Rod Rodriguez. We are on.
Yo, what up? What up? Am I coming in? Nice
Yes.
and loud and clear. Back to my old setup, so no
Right.
confusion tonight.
Nothing. No
No
confusion.
confusion. No confusion. Yeah, back to regular programming. So, hold on. Did we have a planned topic for tonight? Hmm.
No,
We
there's the
forgot.
confusion. No, there's the confusion. There's the confusion.
Okay, let's just
This will
let's
not
catch
be
up
the
first.
OK Show without that confusion. So this is it.
Exactly. Yeah, if
All
we were
right.
prepared and we had everything running smoothly, this would not be the okay show. This would be the great
Yeah.
show, the awesome show. But
I
since we
think you.
don't,
I think you suggested something, but that
I
was
think I did.
for Monday. But they we didn't have
Um,
we didn't have a show yeah, last night. So
yeah, shoot, hold on.
now it's gone. It is gone.
It's Higgins stole the wins. Let's catch up a little bit. Hold on. Yeah, congratulations to the Philippine women football team thing. They won something. David posted it. They won like Southeast Asian Cup
Right.
something.
Okay.
And they all look white though. They all they look. I was like, what the heck? These chicks are hot. What's going on here? Is this like a misprint?
You
Is
know what
this
I'm saying?
Philippines?
Don't want to be a nudge, but when I saw the photo,
And I was like,
I was
what?
like, was this a mistake? I was trying to look for our team, right? And it turns out that actually was our team. Because I was confused in the beginning. Because they were like, the article was about Southeast Asian, whatever. And there
Mm,
was like, so thanks for whatever. I think it was like, um, the men's team was actually probably the Ascals. I'm not familiar with these guys because I don't watch it, and I mean I don't watch the sport, right? And I
mm,
never followed the Ascals. So I don't know what they look like, but it's like sort of a tribute that they started it, and I think the women won whatever. It was like Southeast Asian football, whatever. And I was looking at the photo, and at least with the men, you can like, all right, they look Southeast Asian, but I was like, I don't think they're Filipinos. But so I was like, I was looking down at the other photo, which which is the women's team, and they're still not Filipino looking. So I was like, all right, whatever. But then I read through the article, and it turns out that they were actually, like who they are, like the Filipino
yeah,
women's football team. So I
yeah.
was just like, I mean, there you go again with our argument with like, all right, man. I mean,
Well, we did have the young husband brothers, right? I mean, the Phil Young husband and his brother, whatever James, they basically, you know,
the younger
revived.
husband,
Yeah, young husband
yeah,
basically
Phil young
revived
husband and the Phil younger
Philippine
husband.
football with the Ascals and stuff. I mean, yeah, Chifi Kaligdong and a couple of other guys were there, but come on, the ladies were watching the Young Husband brothers. I mean, but then again,
Yeah,
their mom's Pinay and it's all good.
all these ladies, did they grow up in the Philippines? That's my question. Or
I
did
don't
they just
know.
went home and do football? Because if
I
that
don't
is the
know.
case, I mean,
Well, it's still. I mean, it's fine. That's fine because I mean, like like for
all
example,
right.
let's
I mean,
say
anybody can celebrate that, but I'm not going to celebrate that because I would still stand by if I mean, see, I'm like if you celebrate Manny Pacquiao, that's the guy to celebrate. Grew up in the streets of General Santos City, went to Manila, became a construction worker. He's dude, he's Filipino. I'm not saying that they are not Filipinos, but come on, man. It's like my kid, she's Filipino, but you know what I'm
I
saying,
know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But I mean,
right?
okay.
And
Well,
then you
this is
celebrate
just
it like, dude, these are not the people who went through what the regular
yeah,
Filipinos go
but this
through.
is yeah, I guess because this is sports and sports, this doesn't really they don't really need to know anything about that stuff. They just have to be able to perform and they just have to have the Filipino blood and be willing to represent the country and at least wear the flag and there's like some semblance of them being Pinoy. I think it's fine. I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, like if Tiger Woods decides to all of a sudden represent Thailand because his mom's Thai, then who's to stop him, right? I mean, uh, it's that's his thing. And I think, like I said, it's sports, so it's not really. It's more of like it. I think it happens in competition. Like for example, if you were to look for somebody in entertainment or in athletics, and you want somebody who can best represent the country in terms of their accolades, their accomplishments, and their legitimacy, and their you know however popular or famous or accomplished they are. If somebody is just a part Filipino and they're all of a sudden willing to say, "Hey, I can represent the country and whatnot," why not, right? If
Yeah,
it's going to
because
prove
they're
their
not
chance.
good enough to represent where they are. That's the case. I mean,
Yeah, I
hang on.
mean,
Okay, if
yeah,
the
you
if
have
the
a
young
point in a way.
okay
Yes.
if the young husband brothers are qualified enough to represent England, would they choose the Philippines over England? Come on, man. Come on. Let's get real here.
Um. Of course, no, because
Of
first
course
off,
not.
they grew up in
Yeah,
England. I mean, they grew up in England,
exactly.
right?
And
They were raised there, born and raised there.
because they're not good enough to be in that team, they go back to like, all right, this, I mean, whatever. I mean, we can still play football, whatever,
It's
on
like,
in their international stage and whatnot.
yeah,
It's
it's
not
like
really the country that I
if
really
you're
want to
not popular
represent, but
enough to like win, if you're not popular enough to like win as like a senator or whatever, then you try to run as barangay captain and you'll probably win. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's kind of like that in a way. It's like
I know, like I understand
you go
that.
down a tier.
I understand their move, but I mean, well, like I said, I don't know these guys. I
Dude, it's
don't
a
follow
marketing
them.
move too, man.
Like I know it's a
I
marketing move.
mean,
I
Jordan
understand that.
Clarkson came to the Philippines to like do commercials for
Understand
Smart
that.
and got paid
I do
millions,
understand
and
that.
then went
You know,
back to
I
like
do
that's
understand
not
that, right? I do
you know.
understand that, and I mean, I mean, to me, it's not just something that I would celebrate, right? I mean, I celebrated Pacquiao, right? Because Pacquiao was like he's a true Filipino, and he represented us, like he truly represented us. Up until now, I'm still like there's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with this. I mean, especially with this, like some of his personal beliefs and maybe with his politics as well. But I mean, in terms of what he did for the sport of boxing and how he represented us in that sort of stage,
Hmm.
dude. I mean, right? I mean, yeah, he deserves the praise and the celebration that we Filipinos like usually do whenever he has a fight.
And he's the
But then,
most celebrated Filipino athlete ever, and he's
yeah,
super
because
Filipino pa. That's the best part.
I
He's like
know
super
he's got the
Pinoy, and yet
thickest
he's
Filipino
also the most
accent
accomplished.
ever.
He's also
Exactly, right. So
the most accomplished.
with these like, oh, all right, first whatever Philippine, like, all right, they're not
But here's the thing. But here's the thing.
Philippine team, come on,
It's like
they're
would
not.
you have that or none at all? I mean, at least we got rep. I mean, here's the thing. We thanks man. Thanks Joe boy. Sent by my sister. She lives in San Antonio, so she's the one who should wear this. I'm not really a Spurs fan, but yeah, like here, here's the thing. Like for example, we joined or we competed for like the World Series of Junior World Series, whatever. The what's that thing? The junior was it Junior World Series? World Series of Little League Baseball. And these were all Filipinos. These were all Filipino kids. I believe they're all Filipino kids, and they competed and they won the World Series of Little League Baseball. This
Yeah,
was
but
like
they
a
cheated, so that too
but
is
yeah,
like
that's what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
cheated, so
pure
that's not cool
Pinoy,
too.
pure Pinoy Caso. They were like overage. They were all like freaking like 20 or something, representing themselves
That
as like 15 or 14.
well, I don't
Now,
want that too.
I know.
Like
So,
I don't want both. I don't want
but
both. I mean, for me, I don't want both.
I mean, I'd rather take what I can get. So if Filipinos think we look white and stuff because of the athletes that represent us in these international competitions, then why not? Right? I mean, I just don't want somebody to like all of a sudden look at me and say, "Hey, I've seen I've seen the Philippine team, and how come you look different? How come you don't look like your
Exactly. That,
countrymen? They look different, not me."
that's how it is. That's how it is right now. And it's kind of like pathetic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. I mean, you look at that team and you're like, no, they're not Filipinos. Come on. You look at Pacquiao, like, that's a Filipino dude. He's small. He's, he speaks like Filipino.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, come on.
I mean, we're very
Then you have the
limited in
young
terms
husband
of.
brothers who can't even speak Tagalog or
But let's be
whatever,
honest,
right?
though, we're very limited in terms of
Then
what
let it be
what
that. Like we're
what
limited, then we are limited.
types of competition in sports we can actually excel at because of we're
Right, yeah.
naturally born
Who
short,
actually
we're
like
naturally born whatever,
right.
we can't compete with these like bigger athletes
I mean, all right.
from Russia and whatever whatnot. I mean, we just don't we're not built that way. So if we can have a little bit of you know contribution from another race to sort of improve our race physically, not in any other way, or
It's
just
not even
physically
okay. It's not
in
even
terms of
about race,
sports.
man. I mean, if these people grew up in the Philippines, I have no problem with that. Even if they're white,
But they
right?
probably wouldn't
If
be
they
as
grew
good.
up there,
They probably wouldn't be as good because we don't have facilities here to get them to that level
then
of
that's what I'm saying.
competition.
That's what I'm saying. They are not who they say they are. I mean, you're not Filipino if you did not grow up there and actually
Oh,
live the life there. You know what I'm
Eric Meng
saying?
played in the PBA. Asi Taulava freaking
Yeah,
played for
they're
like
not
2 decades in
Filipinos.
the PBA.
Yeah, they
Yeah, but
took
I mean they
advantage
played in
of
the
the fact that they
PBA.
could. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's the thing. They took advantage of like the privilege that they had because they were half. But I mean, if that wasn't available, that's why a lot of Filipino. I think there was a time when a lot of Filipino, like Filipino basketball players were like complaining about this because there's just like so many Philams coming home because they can't make it in the NBA, they can't make it
I gotcha. They were
in
competing.
their home country,
They were taking the roster spots of
right?
the local players.
Yeah, the actual players who and I was with them. I
But
was like, come on, man, this
but but PBA got very exciting because of the athleticism and the showmanship and like all of a
yeah,
sudden
but
you're
it's
looking at the
not
PBA,
because
you're like, whoa, who are these
yeah,
guys? You know?
but not because of our homegrown talent. It's because of these people from outside of Philippines who just came back and like, oh, we're Filipinos because my mom's Filipino. But
But that's a
I
glitch in
mean,
the system. That's a glitch in the rule book then. I mean, if it allowed them because it said, as long as you're
no, because
Filipino or
yeah,
you're part
it's business.
Filipino,
They're
you can.
they're looking
That's
at it
business too.
at a business standpoint, and I
That
understand
too.
that. But like I
That too.
said, me like celebrating it, I'm like, no. I mean, that's why I'm like, if we talk about the PBA, I'm like, I always. I always look up to like Alvin Patrimonio, like Johnny Barrientos. I've never looked up to these like Eric
What
Mink or like
about
Ali Peaks. I
what
mean, come on, man. Even
What
their
about
names are
Christine
not Filipino.
Jacobs? What about Christine Jacobs, who was like a competitive swimmer back in the day? What about Christine Jacobs? Like, if would you not celebrate her
Right.
victory? If she, Akiko
But she
Thompson,
grew
would you not
but she
celebrate her
grew
victory?
all right. I don't know the background of Akiko Thompson, but I know Christine Jacobs grew up in the Philippines. I think
But she's
she's, like
Jacobs.
but
She's
like I said,
got
I don't have
hope.
an issue
It's
with your
Jacob.
race. I don't have an issue with race. I have an issue with if you did not live in the Philippines and grow up there. That's what I have an issue with. Like if they're like Americans, like for example, if you're a white guy, a son of a missionary, and you were born in the
Okay,
Philippines, and you grew up there and you lived there, and you chose to be like, all right, I'm going to represent the Philippines because I practically grew up here and I'm practically Filipino. I don't have an issue with that because that
okay,
person knows what it is to be in the Philippines and what it's like to
gotcha.
deal with all the
Like
shit that we
Dennis
had to deal
Rodman's
with.
dad. Like if Dennis
Right?
Rodman's
Yeah.
dad, Philander, decides to join the PBA. Are you Dennis Rodman's dad? He has like 50 kids here. We're all happy Pinoy, right?
Right,
Philander,
yeah, and if those kids make it to like I don't know, like all
the
right, I know
PBA.
there are like some half kids who actually grew
Yeah,
up in the Philippines. I don't know who they are,
yeah.
but sometimes I like who are these people? Like,
It's Ateneo.
how about
Ray Ray Sparks.
right? So
Ray
he
Ray
grew up
Parks. Ray
right,
Ray Sparks. Yeah.
like he's Bobby Parks' kid, right?
Yes, yes.
And he actually just he most of his life he was
His
in the
mom is
Philippines, right?
Filipina. His mom's Filipina.
Right, and most of his life he was in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then
What's his
that's
name?
fine. You see, that's fine by
I think
me.
Carl Malone. Oh no, not Carl Malone. Who's kid? Jeez. Who's the guy who? Harper. Ron Harper of the Chicago Bulls. His son is half Filipino. His wife is Filipina. But of course, in the states already, they're based there. But Ron Harper Jr. could come to the Philippines and say, "Hey, I want to play in the PBA because I'm not good enough for the NBA." Who's to
I'm just
stop
gonna
him?
tell like,
I gotta
dude,
stop him.
don't. I mean, don't. I mean, come on, man. Like, just don't give up. Like, who was
What
that
if
guy?
what
Garrett
if the
Hayden
kid
Jr.
what if the kid benefited from living overseas because he got proper training there, he got the
It's
facility. I
fine
mean, even
if they go
Pacquiao
back.
went overseas and improved his
All right, okay,
boxing
here's the
skills.
thing. If they did that and if they're doing it for, like for business or whatever, for their sports career, I'm fine with that. Like I really don't have a problem with it. It's more of like the celebration of most of us who, like, oh my
So,
god, who takes pride in this
so
thing,
you mean to
which I'm
tell
like, no, come
me
on, let's not. Let's not kid ourselves. They're not representing us. They're not because they no, they do not represent us. Like they
what
are
about
not
what
from
about
us.
what about Elma Muros? She's probably from Bangladesh or something. I mean, I don't know. Is Elma Muros Filipino?
No,
I mean,
dude, she's not. She is Filipina. She's not from Bangladesh.
you
I,
sure?
I can say that 100%. She is not.
Okay, okay. If Idolin Diaz was like half American or something, or half
But she's
Mongolian
not.
or
That's what I'm
something,
saying. She is not.
would you still celebrate the gold medal, or like say, that's not a
Like I
real legit?
said, like I said, if she grew up in the Philippines, if she lived the life that most Filipinos did, then I will celebrate. Like I said, I don't have an issue with the race or whatever. It's more of like if they spend most of their lives outside of the Philippines and they just
But what
came
does that have to
like
do with
came back.
sports though? What does that have to do with
No, it doesn't have anything to do.
winning?
Like I said, it's fine. It's fine. But the issue here is with the people who celebrate it. Like, don't celebrate it because they're not represent. They did not represent us. They were representing themselves. They represented
Okay,
their
I get
their
what I totally
ambitions,
get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying because, like I said,
right?
like these athletes probably could not relate in any whatever way to most
Right?
Filipinos. Like
I
for
mean, come on. Like,
example,
and let's get real. Like I said, if the Young Husband brothers get a shot to represent England, dude, they would drop the
what
Philippines from
about
top to
Apple the App?
tail.
What about Apple the App of the Black Eyed Peas?
All right. Okay.
I
He
mean,
was
what about
born in.
Apple the
All
App?
right. Okay. Here's the
He
thing. Here's
he
the thing.
he left the Philippines. He was like 10 years old. He grew up in the States, became friends with Will I Am,
Right.
formed Black Eyed Peas.
But dude, that wasn't his
He didn't
fault.
grow up in the
All right.
Philippines. It was like he left when
But
he was 10.
he left when he was 10, but dude, like 10 years old, come on, man. The things that he had to go through in wherever he was, like I think he was somewhere like really remote, right? And the only reason why, because I mean, who would not get out of the Philippines, right? So he did, and he made it there. And the only reason is like he doesn't really represent the Philippines. That he would like he recognizes his Filipino heritage, right? But he's a proud American too, right?
Yeah,
And
but he
but
came out with Bebot Bebot. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
Bebot
yeah, and
Bebot
that's in the
Bebot
album
Bebot.
of like like the BEP album, and that's fine. But he's not like we celebrate him because of his talent and like he's Filipino, whatever. It's not like what I'm saying. I mean, it's different with Apple the app because he's not like, oh man, you know what I'm saying. It's like no, it's not like that. It's because these people are like, oh, I'm so proud. I represented the Philippines,
Okay.
blah blah
Would you
blah.
rather
Like
would you rather celebrate an athlete who is like half Filipino, grew up in the States or wherever, and then just came to the Philippines to compete and win something, and that's it, or a Filipino who is pure blooded and born and raised here and everything, but lumaki yung ulo and all of a sudden started winning championships and whatever, all of a sudden can't speak Tagalog anymore and can't recognize his
that never
family and friends
happened. Like
anymore.
Pacquiao didn't do that,
Dude,
right?
I'm
That
pretty
figure
sure.
skater dude didn't do that.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
figure
No, no,
skater
hold on.
dude, right?
I'm pretty
He
sure
didn't do
there's.
that.
I'm pretty
Like
sure there's
who?
this one guy. This one guy who.
There was this
I
one
mean,
guy because we're
he
so
chose
bad.
to represent Canada. His last name's Pagulayan, for crying out loud. What the heck, man? And he's this billiard dude, this Pagulayan dude. Like he didn't he one time wasn't he's Filipino, right? It's Pagulayan. He looks freaking Filipino, but he represents Canada. He competed against Filipino billiards players representing Canada.
Well, did
This
he grow up
Pagulayan
in
dude,
Canada? I think he grew up. I think he grew up there.
the Pagulayan guy.
Yeah. I mean, my niece and my nephew, they're Lucero, and they were
Well,
born there. They're Canadian.
how did he get good in billiards if he grew up there?
Like, who knows? I don't. Oh,
Wala
how did
namang
all
pines
these?
doon. Wala mang pines doon. Wala mang Hardin o Dover doon.
How okay? Then how did Earl Strickland became so good with billiards when he's an American?
He's
He's a white dude.
Filipino. He was raised here.
What are you talking about? Like if you're white, you can't be good at billiards. Is that what it is?
No, no, no. What I'm saying is, you're Filipino and you're good in billiards. It's highly unlikely that that happens overseas because you know why? Filipinos who are kids and go abroad and they grow up there, they don't really play billiards. They're like they it's not their thing.
Like you met all the Filipinos who went abroad, huh?
Dude, it's not unless you're Filipino from here and you went to the States, then you'll play billiards. Because it's not Filipino kids there who go to
Okay,
the States.
there was
They
this
don't
chess
come.
player because we suck so bad at supporting our athletes, our government. All right, not us. The government sucks in supporting um, these Filipino athletes. Our sports programs, just terrible. That he left and represented America. He's a really good chess. Well, I don't know. Like I think he has like a Chinese sounding last name. I mean,
Mhm.
he's brilliant and he's representing the states now. They naturalized him because nobody took care of him. Like nobody even cared to,
Dude,
really
it's
take care of
chess.
what he needed.
It's chess. Dude, come on. You think you're going to fill a MOA arena with you playing chess? It's
I know, and
chess.
and that I don't have a problem. Like, yeah,
But so if
leave,
it's Dama,
represent another country.
If it's Dama, then that's one
But
thing,
here's
you
the
know.
thing: that
But
person, that person, even if he carries the American flag now, I still feel that no, he grew up in the Philippines. He developed his talent there. He just left us because our country sucked. All right, and
okay,
still,
what
even
about
even though he carries the
Nonito?
American flag,
What
I
about
know
Nonito
that he
Donaire?
represents the Philippines.
What
He
about Donaire?
represents me. What?
What's your take on Nonito Donaire? I mean, he's I mean, I think he's just forced to speak
No,
Tagalog because he
he's.
just doesn't want to be,
I think so.
he just
I
doesn't want to be
think
called a
so. I think so.
whitewash. But
I think
he's really like
he's
he thinks like an American already. I don't think he
he
thinks
is.
like a Pinoy anymore.
Same with that Lion Punch guy. They were all just riding on Manny Pacquiao's, popularity.
Yeah, I know,
Oh
but I
no,
mean,
I'm Phil.
so what's your take on them? Like,
But Donito, I'm
you
like, well, I mean, he carries the
okay?
flag. I'm like, all right,
Which is
whatever. Like, I
funny.
mean, we already have Manny Pacquiao.
Which is funny that we celebrate Manny Pacquiao so much, and yet his trainer's freaking white as white can be. Freaking Freddie Roach.
Well, he's a trainer. He's a trainer. I mean, yeah, I mean, it helps that we have like a foreign trainer
I
because
thought you
our
were supposed
trainer
to grow up
sucks.
here. I thought you were
No,
supposed
like,
to
well,
grow.
he grew up here, but he was trained by somebody else. It's fine, but he grew up in. I mean, if not for Freddie Roach, I don't think he'll make it in America. Yeah,
Nah,
I mean, Freddie
no.
Roach is very
Buboy
very
can only teach him so
monumental.
much. I think Buboy has exhausted
Exactly,
already what he could teach him.
exactly. But talent, that's Pacquiao. Then all the other things that he learned was from Freddie Roach. Like all like playing or doing boxing like a surgeon. The precision.
You know what? It's a
Like
good thing he
he
didn't
got
learn
that
to
from
speak
Freddie Roach.
English from Freddie Roach. Otherwise, he'd be like, yeah. I mean,
Dude, the guy's
I,
sick. The
I
guy
mean, no,
is
no,
sick from the guy.
I'm
You
just saying.
get a lot
No,
of
no,
flack.
no. I'm just saying, because like, if he learned to speak English from Freddie Roach, he would, he would mimic the. Well, I mean, Freddie Roach is Parkinson's. We know that, and
Right, I know. Why did you have to bring that up?
no, because no, because what I'm saying is, it's like he had to learn from Freddie Roach, and they needed that communication between the two of them. And you notice that it was actually not Manny who understood Freddie Roach, it was Buboy. Buboy would actually translate what Freddie would say, but he was just
Exactly,
speaking in English.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So,
But see, that's the thing. That's just what I'm saying. Like, see, with those people who left the Philippines but they grew up there, but because our government sucked and they didn't get enough support, and they're there carrying another flag. But to me, they're still a representation of us. It's just that because our government sucked in supporting them. That's why they left. That still because they lived the life that I did, and
well, we just,
that person is like a
I
real
mean,
Filipino.
that's what happens with third world countries, man. I mean, when you live in a country where it's between food or a gold medal in sports. I mean, you got to feed people. I mean, the bottom line there, it's just not the priority. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
It's not
I
the
know.
priority. It's like
These people
it's
who
just not
lived
the priority.
comfortable lives outside of the Philippines, then they just came back so that they can follow their, sports or a
Hey, at
sports
least
career
they were wearing the
fantasy.
flag and they were representing
Right.
the
Still,
Philippines. I
no, they
mean,
represent
you know
their
what I'm
country. They
saying?
represent England or wherever they are
No. I
from.
mean, like what I'm saying is
That's
like
that's how I
the
look at it.
football team, like the football
Yeah,
team.
I mean, yeah, they have the like I said, like that chess player who's like professional chess player now who's like who has this American flag on his shirt, dude. That's me. I still like no, that guy's Filipino. Like he that I mean, But these people are like, oh, I'm carrying the Philippine flag. Like, come on. If England tells you, like, all right, you can play for us. I mean, really? You would like, no, I'm gonna play for the Philippines. Come on, come on.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like it's sports, man. I mean, it's athletics. It's not. It, I mean,
I know it's fine, it's
it's a
exciting,
physical. It's a
but don't
physical
celebrate them like
competition.
like Manny Pacquiao. We should celebrate him.
I don't
That's
like.
that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
really celebrate. I don't celebrate those guys. Like for example, if it's like if the Philippines whatever team wins and it's like a team victory and a lot of them are like half or whatever. I don't necessarily celebrate it for the players. I celebrate it for the flag that they represent. I celebrate it for the fact that it's the Philippines. I mean, it's kind of like that. I mean, it's not like Lea Salonga where she wins a Tony Award on Broadway, and that's a personal
Right. That's
accomplishment
like,
for
yeah,
her.
that's like,
That's a personal accomplishment for her. She doesn't even have to announce that she's Filipino because she did that on her own. I mean, it's just the fact that she's Filipino. It's I mean, you don't come on, you don't hear Brad Pitt keep saying, "Oh, I'm American. I represent America as an actor." I mean, no, somebody who wins an Academy Award, they don't really go up there and say, "I do this for my country. I did this." No, it's their personal craft. It's their personal thing, and their country probably didn't even contribute to whatever success they have. So it's like if Lea Salonga achieves something and she doesn't give credit to her nationality or whatever, that's her prerogative. I mean, she worked her butt off. We didn't know. We had no
she
idea. We
doesn't
just
have to
like
do that. She doesn't have to do that. But if her fellow men would celebrate
we
her,
celebrate
that's
her.
totally fine because she's,
Yes,
she's that's the thing. She doesn't need to like, oh, I'm Filipino. She doesn't need to do that. But for me to like, if somebody says, oh, do you know Yellen? Yeah, she's from the Philippines. Like, I would be very proud of it. I would be very proud of the fact that she was one of the lead cast of what's that, Miss Saigon, right? And her and who's that other chick?
Monique Wilson.
Wilson, Monique
Monique
Wilson,
Wilson.
right?
Yeah,
Two.
but it's like, hey, Leia, ang galing-galing mo. Ah. Anong masasabi mo sa mga kapwa Pilipino mo na, I did the play in London. And I mean, like, it's the same freaking banana, dude. I mean, the bottom
No,
line here
no,
is,
it's not. What are you talking about? She grew up in the Philippines. She starred in Baguettes. She was there. She was in the movies that I watched when I
I
was a
know,
little kid.
I know,
And
but
she's it's just that she's from a family who speaks English. It's just, but still, she was in the Philippines. She
I
know
know.
what
I
kind
mean,
of like
I'm not
like
knocking. I'm
shit that
just
we have to
saying,
go through.
I'm not knocking. I'm just saying, it's like,
I mean, the young husband, you compare it to like who, like Monique Wilson or Leah Salonga. Come on, man. I mean, the young husbands. Yeah, you could probably argue that. Well, they were normal people in England or whatever, compared to these people who are like celebrities
dude, their
here.
mom
But
died.
still,
They're orphans. They came
right?
to the
So I mean,
Philippines with their little sister or something to like represent the Philippines, and
okay,
and
when
I
like
look at
okay, hang on, okay, because I do. Okay, here's the thing. I might be talking shit here or trash, and I might be totally wrong. But okay, here's the thing. When they came back home, was it like, all right, we're just gonna go back home because our mom died, and it has nothing to do with soccer or football? Then all of a sudden there was this whatever thing that happened, and it just so happened that they're also good with like with football or something. But if they
well,
went home, even if their mom died, all right, I mean, that's a sad thing. That's an unfortunate thing, and condolences, whatever. God bless her soul. But I mean, if they came home because primarily because of football, then I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah,
if
I
they
mean
came home like,
it's it's just I think people get too caught. I mean, I guess I get your point because it's especially if it's a competition like that where it's countries between countries. Like you're like it's not like the NBA where even if you're Filipino, you're not necessarily representing the Philippines. You're representing the Milwaukee Bucks. You're representing the Utah Jazz. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really like a country versus country sport. But if it's a country versus country sporting spectacle, then yeah, I get what you're saying about the patriotism aspect and about the players. We would be able to, I guess, sympathize with them more if we saw them and they're like, oh, these guys look like us. These guys come from where we're from. These guys, because I mean, like when I saw the pictures, like because I know David celebrated that because he was very happy and overcome with joy because he's such a big Philippine football fan. David Mao's nephew, and I'm happy for him.
yeah, I saw
Because
his post.
I'm happy for the dude. But when I saw the picture of the the Philippine women. I was like, I had to like do a double. Holy crap! These women are hot. I'm like, what? Really? How come I never heard of them? Like, how come they were never
Is
like
this the
they
right
were?
team? Is
I
this the
mean,
right
yeah, I know.
team?
Is this a typo? Like, is it does it really say Philippines here? Because I mean, I like all of them. They all look like they came straight out of like an American high school. I mean, they look, they're all. I mean, granted, I get it. I get it. It's because they're not very many Filipino athletes, get exposed to proper, training facilities, to the proper program and all that stuff. And sometimes it takes a Filipino athlete to have to go somewhere where that opportunity to you know grow
Mhm.
their expertise or whatever in whatever sport or whatever it is that they do, expand upon that. Why not? That's what I'm saying. And granted, if they go there and they stay there long enough, and they acquire the mannerisms and whatever of the people who are from there, and they come back here to still represent the Philippines, I think you can't take that away from them. I mean, you can't blame them. I mean, like I said,
No, I'm not taking it away
if
from
it's
them. It's
actually
just
an all
I'm not.
Filipino women where they're all here, they're all trained here, like at agro and all that, and they compete, you think they stand a chance? You think they'd actually win?
Probably
So
not.
win at all
But if
costs.
they
So
do, but if they do, I'd be the one, I'd be the first one to like post pictures and like,
I
holy shit,
know.
we have a legit Filipino football team who these people actually grew up in the Philippines and they're actually, like homegrown talents. And I would be proud to represent or I would be proud to celebrate them. But if we have all these people who look like what are they? Like, is this the right team? So
Yeah,
I
but
mean, but
I
that's
don't
the
think
thing.
it's
It's
hat.
like it's fine. It's fine. Like they have their reasons, and it's not it's not it's just me. It's just
Yeah.
me
I mean,
being,
you
I don't
see,
know. People would
for
call me
for the folks
racist
out there,
probably. Oh,
Ice
you're
is still
racist.
Ice is still celebrating. It's not like he's hating on it. It's just that he would celebrate it more if you were like homegrown athletes. And you think about it. I
Yeah, it's like,
mean,
all right, Philippines, all
go.
right, cool.
I
But
mean, the Philippines, right? We've been trying to participate in the FIBA, whatever, trying to qualify there. What do we do? We literally like
and
recruit. We
I
recruited
don't
like a
understand what's
freaking
happening. But here's the thing: I
wizard
don't understand
Washington
what's
Wizards
happening in.
player, right? Remember
I
that
don't
guy?
understand what's happening with the Gilas now. Um, Chot Reyes is coaching them, right? And why are they bashing the guy? I mean,
Todd Reyes?
right? I mean, yeah, I mean, everybody's like hating on him.
Who's bashing him? The players or the fans?
Like everybody wants him to resign or step down. Like there's just like lots of like fuzz about like them not making it. I mean, didn't you stop for a while and think that maybe the talent's not there? Like it's not the coach.
Yeah, but you know how it is. People will always blame the coach. That's the
And it's
thing.
Sean Reyes. I mean, that guy's like, I mean, if there's somebody who should coach, um, the Philippine squad, I'm okay with Chot Reyes. He, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
well, he's a good coach, right? I don't know why they're hating on him, but I mean, people like, okay, I know that Patrick's a big fan of like who's this guy? Tab Baldwin,
Mhm.
right? I
Mhm.
mean, all right. I mean, okay, let's take for example Tim Cohn. Like I would say Tim Cohn is Filipino. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
he is.
I I grew up like
He's
watching
Filipino.
that dude. I know
Ron
that's what I'm
Jacobs is
saying.
Filipino.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like these people, like I said, I don't have an issue with your color because I know these guys
No.
like they were
You
in the
notice
Philippines,
you notice how some white dudes,
but
some
I don't
white
know
folks,
this
they stay in the
Tab
Philippines
Baldwin
long
dude.
enough. They stay in the Philippines long enough. They'll
Like
start to have
Norman
that like
Black.
they'll start
I
to have that
know Norman Black.
Bisaya,
The guy's
Bisaya,
Filipino.
Americanong Bisaya look. Like you
Exactly.
like they start to look like Tim Cohn. Like Tim Cohn, yeah, he looks
Yeah.
like a typical white guy from Minnesota or something. But I saw him like at the airport. And I'm like, because you've seen him so much, you start to like look at him and think that he's Filipino. I mean, I even probably he thinks he's Filipino already. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Of course he does. I mean, these guys like Norman Black. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, Norman
But
Black doesn't even
yeah,
look too, but he looks Filipino now, right? Doesn't Norman Black kind of like
exactly.
look?
I mean,
you
like for
know.
example, like this Tab Baldwin dude. Like I don't know him. I just like heard of him like what in recent years, and it's been like I don't know. Like oh, where did this guy come? Came from? Like back in the day, the coaches that we had were like Tim Cone or it could have been Norman Black,
Ron
Chat
Jacobs.
Reyes, yeah, Ron Jacobs, like these guys, right? I mean, these guys are like all right. They've they have that foundation. And Tab, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's probably like he feels Filipino because I can feel his passion, I guess. So I could be wrong about the guy, but it's because I just don't know anything about it.
I
This is
think
the
they
thing.
got
I just
him.
don't know
They got
anything
him
about
because he's more familiar with the international game. I mean,
it. All right.
Chat Reyes is it's like PBA game. I mean, the international game. It's you're not because I mean I think we're so accustomed to the Philippine basketball. We're so accustomed to you know creating plays and our the blueprint for Philippine basketball is basically that of the NBA. We're like just emulating it after that, and then you realize that you go with FIBA rules and you go up against Europeans and you go up against Asians and whatnot, and they play different. The tempo is different, the plays are different, the rules are different. You know, so I think that's probably why because it's just how it is. It's a
All right.
different kind of
Okay.
ball game.
All right.
I
Let's move
mean,
on to another topic. What's
okay.
what's up with this? What's up with this Scotty one sneaker shoe?
What? Scotty won?
Scotty one. I was just like, what's this? It appeared in my YouTube, like what do you call that? Like do you call it a dashboard or
Mm-hmm.
whatever? It's like the homepage. It was like this Scotty one. So it was like I was so curious. I thought it was like a Scotty Pippen signature shoe. Turns out
It's a
it's
Pinoy. It's
actually Scotty
Pinoy.
Tham. Yeah, it's
It's
Scotty
Pinoy. Thompson.
Thompson.
Thompson. Yeah.
So, so I was like, who the hell is this guy?
He has
Is
his
this
own
guy what
sneaker.
have? He has his own sneaker. It's made by World Balance. And I'm like, holy shit. And they're like reviewing it. I think
Okay, why is
Filipino
that guy's
YouTubers
last
are
name Thompson? He does not look
I
like a
have no
Thompson.
idea.
I
I
mean,
know, I
what
know
the?
what I'm
How did that
saying.
happen?
I know. Is he Clay's half brother? I mean, come on,
No, no, there's no
enlighten me.
P. I don't think there's a P.
It's just an M?
Thompson. Yeah, I don't think there's
So
a
it's like
P.
the gun?
T.
Thompson.
Yeah,
Okay,
Thom. Yeah,
Thompson.
I think. Yeah, yeah. I think his dad's probably. I don't know how he became.
Thompson.
And his name's like Scotty. Like Scotty Thompson. Oh,
I
sounds like
know.
an
So it's like
import. Sounds like an
Scotty
import.
one. It's like a
And then
Scotty
you
one. Oh,
see
maybe
him.
it's a Scotty Pippen shoe. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit! It's actually. I'm like, what's up with this? I mean, do
Well,
actual people wear this?
speaking of shoes, have you seen? Are you familiar with Golden Goose? Is that available in Japan?
Golden Goose. I've heard of it.
Golden
Hang on,
Goose.
hang
It's like this this relic shoe. It's aged and kind of
on. Dude, it's so
whatever.
expensive.
It's
It's like
expensive.
about
Yeah,
it.
it's about it's
Around
about 20 to 30K. It's about
$700,
500. Yeah, yeah.
$750.
It's expensive. Um, but
So what's up with
if you
this
look
one?
at it, it looks like a old
No, I'm never gonna
Converse
wear that shit. No, yeah, I'm
or
not gonna wear that. It's like okay,
or
I've heard of these brands, like for example, like with the jeans. Um, what was that?
Seven for All Mankind.
No. There's another one.
Replay.
True Religion. Was it True
True
Religion?
Religion.
Whatever.
Yeah, True Religion. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So I was just like, whatever. Then I
It's
looked at the
expensive.
freaking jeans, and I'm just like, never gonna wear that. I don't care. Like if somebody wears that, they're like, oh, this is like True Religion. I don't fucking care. I would wear a
Dude,
Uniqlo
we
over
were
that
talking
thing.
about that stupid Yeezy kind of like foam shoe that's so freaking ugly. But
I
it's
know, right?
like what John Stark said. It's like sold out and people are lining up for it and stuff. The Adidas Yeezy Foam Runner. I see hip hop artists wearing it. It's like, what's going on with the world, man? I mean,
I
seriously,
know.
like
I mean,
a lot of
world
the
balance. What is going on with the world balance?
the
Scotty won.
world is not balanced right now. I mean, it's just
But
if
to be fair though, the review from wear testers, right? But this is
for
like I
the
think a
Scotty
Philippine
one.
correspondent. Yeah, the Scotty one. He tested it, and it was like, it's a total of like 8.5, I guess. Like at least the traction is like 8.5.
So hold
That's a
on.
really good traction there.
So does it mean there's going to be a Scotty two?
Probably because it's Scotty one. I would say like and apparently World Balance has been making basketball shoes because right before the Scotty one, I think there was like a World Balance shoe too, like a World Balance Game Time. This is like
Dude, it's like
this
800 pesos, man. Or is
no,
it?
it's not. It's like the SRP is 3,499. That's three
It,
thousand four
you
hundred
know,
ninety nine.
it
That's like
looks
you can
like
already buy
it.
a Kyrie fly trap
It
with that thing.
kind of looks like the Jordan that Zion was wearing,
Right.
right? They kind of
Are you
copy
looking
that.
at it? Are you looking at it?
I'm looking at
Did you
it.
Google it? Like
Yeah,
the Scotty one? Right.
yeah. Scotty won. Yeah. No, no. The Thompson actually has a P. Sorry, I thought there was no
It
P.
does have a P, all right? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't it look like it? It kind of looks like the
No, I thought in the
a
beginning
little bit,
it looked like the Adidas what was that?
and it also
Uh
kind of looks like Steph
the
shoe.
one without the one without the shoelaces. What was that Adidas?
Oh,
Adidas what like
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
without
And
the shoelace.
adapt.
No, it's like okay, Adidas no lace basketball shoe. Hang on.
Adidas. I mean, what the heck, man? This guy has his own shoe. I mean, I like. Would you really go to like a footstep or something? Like, pa. Bilhin mo ako ng ano ba yung Scottie Thompson na shoe.
Well,
I
it looks
mean,
like this shoe.
dude, your bar is pretty
Google
low.
next level. Next level. It looks like the next level.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably it. I mean, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. I mean, I see it and then like I see other shoes, so I get confused. Like which one is the real one? But it's it's I guess it's hey, I mean, if he
It
wears
looks
it
like
on
this,
court
right?
and he still plays good, then why not? You know?
This shoe, right? It looks like
Yes,
this shoe,
yes,
right?
yes, exactly.
Right?
They
So
copy
it's
that. Yeah,
Adidas next level
they copy that.
laceless basketball shoe.
Absolutely,
So
it has that thing. It has that whatever design thing. I mean, hey, if he's using it on court and he's doing well playing it and hasn't been injured yet, why not? I mean,
hasn't been injured yet. What are you saying?
no, because I
I think it's a
mean,
good shoe. It's just that it's world balance. You know what I'm saying? I wore that when I was a kid. So it's just like it's kind of surprise. I was just caught by surprise. I mean, I'm
I
not
mean,
laughing at it.
didn't
It's just that I'm
Jaworski
just
have his
surprised.
shoe back in the day too?
KP. It
Like,
was like I think it was like a KP
and I think
shoes.
Alvin Patrimonio
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah, KP. I wore those, and they were good. They were good. So I don't know. Like I'm just like I'm just asking like what's up with this like shoe. I mean, if it's a good shoe, I would probably wear it
Is
because
that guy
I
really?
wore
Is Scotty Thompson
KP.
good? I mean, is he a good player?
Dude, don't ask me. You're the one in the Philippines. Why are you asking me?
Dude, last time I was, I'm just familiar with James Yap, and that's it. Like, I
Wow.
don't know
I'm
if
just
the guys,
familiar with Johnny
I don't know,
Barrientos. That was
I
like
don't know if the
those were
guys
the
I
people I
know are
last
still
watched.
playing. Like,
Johnny A and like Alvin
um,
Patrimonio. Those were the last people I watched in the PBA.
I mean, is Kiefer Ravenna in the PBA already?
No, Kiefer is like in Japan.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. I mean, does he have plans of joining
Kiefer
the
and
PBA?
30. I don't think so, man. I mean, if you're playing here, why would you go back to, the Philippines?
So what? He's getting paid more.
I think so. And it's yeah, and two,
So
and plus he's in Japan.
why are there more PBA players playing there then? If that's the
They're
case,
stopping them. The PBA is stopping them. That's why, like, I think Kiefer had an issue. 30 came here, right, first.
what?
And people were
Yeah.
asking me, like, oh, do you
What
know
about the
this
Paras
30
kid?
guy? I'm like,
What about the Paras kid?
I don't know. I mean, Kobe Paras?
Yeah, is he is he
No, I think he's
playing?
still in the PBA. I think he's still in the PBA.
What about Ray Parks? I mean, he's tried for the Dallas Mavericks before, and like I don't, because I mean those were the kids that I was familiar with, and then I wasn't watching basketball anymore
Well,
because
okay.
obviously the pandemic happened.
Newsflash. Kai Soto's agent has been I think he fired him or he changed agents, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he he abandoned ship from like his last agent and he's with a particular sports um rep company, right? So well, like I mean hopefully he'll get a better break with like a new company representing him. Because I think the
Mm-hmm.
last agent that he had was just like I mean, wasn't really connected with a sports, agency or something.
Oh, Ray Parks is also there in Japan. He's also playing there.
Really? Okay, that's good
Yes,
then.
he's playing in Nagoya.
He's really
Yes, Nagoya.
Well,
He's another season in
Nago-
Nagoya in the B League, following a successful rookie
right? Yeah,
season.
we yeah.
He's
All right. So
playing
then
for
that's
the
cool.
Diamond Dolphins.
Diamond Dolphins. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, the first question I had with Filipino players was with 30. This was like a year ago, and somebody came up to me like, "Oh, do you know 30?" I'm like, "Who's that?" Like 30 Ravenna. Like I think I know the father. I haven't seen that kid play, but the
Bong.
father was good. Yeah, that's the son of Bong Ravenna, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I was like, yeah, I know the father. I watched him when I was a kid, and I didn't know like 30, but I think he, because they watched the B League. They were like, oh yeah, yeah, he's good and whatever. So I think there are more and more Filipinos getting into the Japan League, which is actually a good thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's cool. Like Ray Parks is with Nagoya, huh?
Yeah, he's with Nagoya.
I
Yeah.
should
So I
watch
mean,
like one of these B League
you
games.
should.
I haven't.
You should. There's a lot of
I don't know
Filipino
how much the
players there.
tickets are. Okay,
Uh,
B League tickets.
yeah, because I mean, support Filipinos, man. See, that's the thing. It's like the reverse of what we were talking about. Now we have like these Filipinos, but they're playing for another. They're playing in another country. How do you feel about that? Do you celebrate their victory if they're winning for a Japanese team? How about that?
I will celebrate them as a Filipino basketball player if they're actual Filipinos, right?
Okay, what if they play against a Filipino team, and then they beat that Filipino team? Will you still celebrate them?
Well, not really, but I'll be, like I'd be happy for them. I won't celebrate them.
But what about the Philippine team that they beat?
Oh yeah, well, better luck next time. We'll work
Jeez, what
harder.
what the heck's wrong with you? You'd rather support those guys than like a Philippine team? See, that's the thing though. It's like we get caught up with the players that we forget that it's still at the end of the day, it's what's on the flag that counts. The bottom line is our flag is being waved. That's the bottom line. I mean, did we care during World War II if we were American or Filipino soldiers? As long as we won the war, right? We were fighting the Japanese at the time. As long as we won the war. But either way, all right. So yeah. So I guess it's like a sports sketch up thing that we have. Okay, do we have any Filipino champions at this time? Because I know that Magnifico guy lost. Magsayo lost. The only one we have now is in boxing is the Alas guy, Cuadro Alas.
What's his
Um
name?
Jimwell Torion. No, not
Yeah,
Jimwell Torion.
no,
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 not
not
Jimwell.
that guy. The one who's like who looks like a
Junmar
tricycle driver.
Junmar Fajardo. I don't know that guy's name.
No, not him, not him. What's his name?
Junrex Haka
Uh,
something.
Jim Rex.
Jimwell
Like
Pacquiao. I don't know. What?
I think he's trying to challenge.
I know.
You know,
The
no
monster.
way,
The
no way.
monster. Yeah, yeah, the
Like
monster.
he's trying to challenge
Cuadro
Inoue, but
Alas,
what's his name?
Jepoy. What's this guy's name? G- no, no, no. You can't Google it. You can't Google it. We have to remember it. We have to remember it. Oh man,
Jim.
come on. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. It's the Cuadro de Jack. Ano kata Cuadro de Jack? Cuadro Alas.
The
Ju.
one who's got like that skull, whatever. Sometimes like the
I know with the
skull,
colored hair.
mask. Yeah, the colored hair. Who
Uh,
looks like he's like
Jun.
like one of those
Jan.
guys who
Jan.
washes cars on the street.
Jan G. I know it's like starts with a J. Jan. Junmar. Junmar.
I
Ju.
think
Okay, I'll ask Raj. I'll ask Raj. 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 Do you remember the name of that boxer guy who's like Filipino? He's got colored hair, and then he's like Cuadro Alas, little dude who Cuadro Alas. No, yeah, he's gonna fight Inoue. Like that guy was fighting Inoue. He even was vlogging. What's his name? Jen, J, G something. J. Gosh, nobody's listening to us. Otherwise, they would have given us the name already. J. How the heck with it? Let's Google it. John Riel Casimiro. What the heck? I'll never remember that name.
Casimiro.
John Riel.
Casimiro.
Like, how the heck
Casimiro.
am I gonna remember that? John
Unreal.
Riel. John Riel Casimiro. That's their only champion, I think.
Hmm.
I think he's their only champion because Magsayo
All right,
lost.
so that's the only champion that we have, right? And he looks promising. I hope that he would win more matches, but for now,
I
Inoue is
hope
like
he
trying to
beats
avoid
Inoue.
him.
Yeah, I
And
hope he
Inoue
beats
is like
Inoue.
beating up, who's this guy? The
Denaire,
old guy,
Denaire,
Denaire. I
Denaire.
mean,
Yeah.
why is he fighting that old dude? I mean, that
No,
guy's
no, no.
old.
Because no, because they fought before and it was a close fight. That was their
Of course, it
rematch.
was a close fight, but then I
But
mean, come on, man.
but
He
the
should fight Junriel.
the thing with
He should
Casimiro
fight
is
him.
he's a wild card. This Casimiro guy, he's like he can lose to the worst boxer, but he can also win against the best boxer. He's one of
Yeah,
those. He's
I
that
know,
type of guy. You
I know,
know, he's that type
right?
of guy.
I
Like
mean, he doesn't have like the Manny Pacquiao, like
no,
s-
no, but
supreme ability that
he can get lucky. You know, like he can
I mean, I
be.
mean, I don't know
You know
who
what I'm
his
saying?
trainer is right now, and he's so bastos too. He's like
He's a white
rude.
dude. White dude. Something I
Is
forgot
he a
the
white
guy's
dude
name.
now?
He's a big white
I
dude.
know
Yeah, he's a big white dude.
it's just like so bastos, man. It's just like I hate
Yeah,
the guy.
he's trying to be the bad boy of
I know
Philippine boxing.
it's no, no, it's not cool. But I mean, I mean, I know. Looking at him, I'm like, all right, the guy's Filipino. If it
I mean,
wins, I'm
it's
like,
not. I
yeah.
mean, it's
But I
not
don't
like
like
if he tries to
his
be like a polished
personality. I
gentleman,
don't dig
it'll
it.
work. You know,
Yeah,
he acts the way he looks,
I
so
don't
it's
dig it.
fine,
But I mean, if he wins
right?
matches, I'd celebrate that. Why not?
I mean, he
But
acts the
okay,
way he
another
looks.
question.
It's fine. Yeah,
That's true.
go.
That's true. He acts the way he looks. Okay, another question. Um, TLC. Only one member died from that group, right? Only Left Eye
Yes,
Lopez, right?
yes,
It's only
yes,
Lisa Left Eye Lopez who died. So
yes, yes,
the
yes.
two other members are still living, right? Because I
Uh
just
huh.
saw
T-Boz
a
and Chili.
video. So T Boss and Chili, they're still okay,
Yeah.
right? I thought somebody died too. Like another member died, and I was like, oh, there's only one living. So all right. So I was wrong. That could have been fake news. So
Maybe. I don't
no,
know.
no, no,
Let me see.
because here there's a performance from Waterfall. They performed Waterfalls at Glastonbury 2022. That's just like what, like
That's
a
recent.
few. Yeah, that's just like last month, and there's like two members here.
Yeah, but that might be a
The
hologram, just like the Tupac performance.
No, it's not. They're like dancing. What are you talking about? I know what a hologram is,
Okay. So it's just the two
dude.
of them.
I'm from the Philippines, but I live in Japan now. I know what a hologram is.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right. So
All right, okay.
yeah.
You have to review with Raj, right? All right. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's gonna be his exam. It's his first exam week. I mean,
all
first
right.
week
Okay.
of
Cool.
exams.
Cool.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So,
But
all right. Thursday then. We'll be
yeah,
back
no
on
one's
Thursday.
helping us out the show anyways. I mean, I enjoy the
I
show
know. All
though.
right.
Like it's
Yeah.
like catching up, we don't care.
I
I
know.
mean, but next time when we're trying to remember a name, let's make it a competition. Let's like have a prize. Like no
All
one
right.
can Google. You have to
Okay,
show
but
your
let's
hands.
decide on a topic
Because
first so
John
that I
Riel
can like post it
Casimero
so
is
that
very tough.
people would know.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
So our show will
I will
be when?
post it
Saturday? Saturday, right?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday,
What are you talking
Thursday.
about? Thursday. It's Tuesday today.
Oh yeah, Thursday, because I have a hosting gig tomorrow. All right.
Right.
Our topic is hold on. I know I have one here. So the topic is what's your role sa barkada?
Didn't
What's
we
your
talk about
role
that
sa
before?
barkada? No, I brought it up, but we didn't really discuss it.
All right. Okay.
What's your role sa barkada, and how has it changed since, if it has? I think we did talk
All
about
right.
this. I think we talked about this. But let's talk about bandwagoners. Those who join the bandwagon, regardless if it's a band, regardless if it's a fashion, regardless if it's a team, regardless if it's a fad, mga sabay sa uso, right? I mean, we were part of that, dude, right? When you say bandwagon, it
Right.
doesn't
I
necessarily
think I
have to
still
be
am. I think I still am up until now, and I'm like, I
sabay
don't
sa
care.
uso.
Yeah.
Sabay sa uso?
Like there are
Like
times
what?
like yeah, if the ooze is like cool, like yeah,
Okay,
like
what's your
that thing with
favorite?
the
What's your
Pirates,
favorite NBA team?
like NBA team.
Yeah. What's your
I don't
favorite
really have
NBA
it
team? Like ever since?
ever. Well, I was a
Yeah.
Lakers fan, like
Okay. Why were you a Lakers fan?
because of
Of
Magic
the
Johnson.
popular. Okay, because of the player. So you're not a
Yeah,
bandwagoner, right? Because of the player.
no,
It's not because
because of the
Lakers were
player.
popular.
But
Okay.
then
Why are
even
you a
like
Backstreet Boys fan? Why are you a Backstreet Boys
dude,
fan?
I mean, because
You
I
like
like their
Howie?
music. No,
You kind of
I
remind me
like
of
their
Howie.
music.
You remind me of Howie, man. If you were a
But I
Backstreet
like their
Boy,
music.
you would be
I'm a
Howie.
boy band guy. So if people like, oh, you're so cringy because you listen to me. What are you talking about? I listened to the Backstreet Boys when I was a kid. Your BTS is just a new version of
Dude,
the
listen to
people that I
Menudo,
listened to
dude.
back then.
I listen
I
to
know since the
Menudo. My
Menudo
sisters
days.
put me through
So
Menudo, man. Come
I'm a
on.
boy band guy, and I'm proud of it. People will be like, no, I'm a rally dude.
What about
I like
F4?
rock,
What about
like
F4?
F4. They're not a boy band. What are you talking about? They're not a
They're a
boy
boy
band.
band, dude.
They're
Baby,
not.
baby, oh
No, they
baby,
just had
baby,
th-
a
they
moment
had a TV
song
show and they
kishini.
sang one song. That's it.
Were
They're
they not
not.
singers? Are
No,
they
they're
not
not
singers?
singers. They're not
Really?
singers. What are you
What the
talking
heck are
about?
they?
They're not. They're just like a popular, I don't know,
What
like
are
TV
they?
show characters. Like they were like
Really?
actors. Yeah.
If
They were like
did they have a
actors.
concert?
Yeah, they had a concert because they were so popular. They just want to make money out of anything. Concert, they, sold I don't know, like
I thought those
novelty
guys. I thought that
items.
was a boy band. I thought
No, they're
F4 was
not
a
a boy
boy band.
band. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm pretty
Really?
sure they're not. Right. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, let's talk about that bandwagon. Like
Okay.
yeah, they're like the USO, I would say if I like the USO, why not? If I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like with that, you see
And you can talk
jeans,
about the stuff you did in the
I don't like
past, and
that.
maybe you're no longer part of it now, but maybe in the past, like we all wore Gerbo jeans, right? Remember Gerbo?
Right.
We
Yeah.
all wore topsiders. I mean, we all rooted for the Chicago Bulls. We all wanted starter caps.
No, I
We
didn't.
all
No, I didn't.
You did?
I was like, yeah, yeah, I did.
Ah, the
Like
anti-Bulls. I was not a Bulls
I, I,
fan either. I was not a Bulls fan.
I
I was not a
rooted for
Bulls
the
fan.
Phoenix Suns. I rooted for the Indiana Pacers. I rooted for whoever they were up against back in
Yeah,
the
but we
day.
all ate at Taps.
But yeah, we all hit caps.
We all went to Willard, even if we didn't have any money.
Yes, I would always go into that store and look at stuff, but I've never bought anything there ever,
And everything there was
ever.
like shrink wrapped and cling wrapped, so that your
I
greasy
know.
hands can.
Yes, it's like yeah, it's like Saran wrap, right? It was like holy shit. But yeah, I never bought
Yeah,
anything there ever.
yeah, that was funny, man. I mean,
Okay, bandwagon.
it's like we're riding the jeep and we smell like Fahrenheit. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I
nagbabaho ka
know.
pa. What the heck, man? You have
By the
executives
time
in
you get
Wall
off the
Street. You know.
Jeep, you smell like a freaking muffler. Yeah.
All
You would
right.
smell like your
Anyways,
dad riding a motorcycle. All right.
all
Okay.
right. We'll talk
We'll
about
see you
that
on
Thursday.
Thursday. Bandwagon. We're going to talk about bandwagon and bandwagoners. This has been the OK Show with Rod Rodriguez and Iceman. We'll see you on Thursday. We're going to talk about bandwagons and bandwagoners. So chill, and we'll see you on Thursday. And we are out. Thanks.
Bye.